I'm good, go ahead. Just have a seat in the chair.
I wish I could see my face.
Hi there, can you state your name, please?
Tanya Winters.
Okay, Miss Winters. You're here on a warrant for a post-adjudication warrant for failure to provide your counseling proof, and then there's restitution owed and a fine owed. So,
I'd like to first say, Your Honor, I'll say gentleman that came to my house without authorization came. They didn't have a reason, no reasonable articulable suspicion to come to my house and arrest me and do this. I was in handcuffs when they did this to me on my face. They threw my face down.
All right, okay.
I want that to be known, because this will be recorded. I will get the audio for this.
All right.
I can't stop.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So you just gave too many details, so now I won't be able to hear any cases. So I'll have to get another judge to hear anything that you want to say, because
I know that would happen anyway.
Yeah, because this is not the place and time to talk about the case and the details, and you're getting thrown down and the injury on your nose. If you have a complaint against the sheriff's office or the police department or the arresting agency, then you must file that with the appropriate authority at that agency. Regarding the charges is what I notified you about, which is the court order of the counseling that has not been submitted to the court yet, and the fine for restitution that has not been submitted. What happened there?
But nothing. I am not even attempted to try. I don't have a vehicle because of the state of Arizona. Nothing to do with this ordeal. My disability. Because of that, I went homeless. Now I'm getting $5,000 a month. They did take away. Long story short, I haven't done anything because I don't have. I can't. I can't. And if I know once I get it through. I'm sorry to stutter like that, but the Arizona Supreme Court just gave me a letter 2 weeks ago that said, we're sorry, we overlooked what Gila County Sheriff's Office did and all this stuff. So it's in the midst. I just day late and a dollar short.
Okay. Well, we've got to do something. The last note to the file was that you had completed counseling, but we needed a copy of that. So we don't have a copy.
They're lying. I didn't complete anything.
Okay, so you
screwed up, and I want to tell you the God's honest truth about everything.
Okay.
And I know there's a lot of crap you don't want to hear, so I need to just keep my mouth shut.
Well, so if you didn't complete the counseling, we need to complete the the counseling. So that's part of what is ordered of you.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm fighting that. I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
You can put me in jail again. I'm sorry. I don't want to be stupid on myself, but I'm fighting it, and they're not going to get away with this. There's body camera footages, and I know once I got an attorney here.
Yeah. On the case.
I need an attorney.
On the case that we're talking about, you already have been found or had pled guilty or no contest.
I didn't have an attorney. I have to have an attorney. I was arrested.
Okay.
They did not give me an attorney. I mean, I don't know how many. It's not your fault, but I don't know how many times I have to say it.
I understand that. Being that you don't, you were saying you weren't arrested for those charges.
I was arrested. I was hurt. I was thrown in jail overnight, and I still didn't get an attorney.
I understand the attorney part. So removing that, you were adjudicated on this case. You have to listen to what I'm telling you instead of thinking about what you want to tell me. So the case I'm talking about, you were either found guilty or pled guilty or no contest. So that's
not guilty and found guilty.
Okay, so you went to a trial and was found guilty? Okay.
Without an attorney.
Okay, so then that proceeded without an attorney. You were found guilty. So then there becomes sentencing requirements, and that's what we're talking about. So if you're trying to reverse that found guilty part, that's something that you can do. You're going to need probably an attorney to approach on how to undo that trial. So I don't know if that's what you're attempting to do, but as of now, we have a guilty verdict on that case and a sentencing with requirements that you have to do. So when you're telling me that you haven't done anything, I'm not going to do anything, I don't have any options for you regarding that, because we need
I don't want to, I'm sorry to interrupt.
That's okay,
I don't
go
want
ahead.
to be like I don't want to be like a B word to you or tell like, oh,
No.
I have to do this right, and the courts have to do me right too, because there's repercussions when you do something to somebody, a public member of the public, illegally. And I'm trying to get that taken care of now. I deserve an attorney, and I know once the Arizona Supreme said, oh, they overlooked something, and I know now I'm almost tomorrow I'll be in the United States Supreme, and I know they'll give me an attorney, because you can't go
Okay.
in front of a trial without an attorney.
So, but I'm talking about this case. You're talking about a different case. So,
No, I'm talking about this case. This
okay.
case.
So this case that you were found guilty of, that you're required to do sentencing orders on.
Because, I'm sorry, yes, it was, Dorothy Little handed it down to a pro tem judge. A pro tem judge does not have the authority to hear my type of case. So, I mean, that's where I'm just
All right,
kind of.
I'm going to have to not get the extraneous part in here. I'm trying to get you to understand.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You've been sentenced, and you need to meet the requirements of the sentencing, or you need to get an attorney, which it sounds like you're trying to do to get notice that they're not going to have you do that. But as of now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to keep you remanded in custody for a review, which will be on the 5th of May.
Keeping me in jail?
Yes, ma'am.
They didn't have any reasonable articulable suspicion to come and get me.
Okay, so
You
then
understand what you're doing? You
then
need to pay
then
attention.
then you'll want to tell the attorney that. Okay.
No, it's not. Well, it'll be an attorney once I have it. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So just let them know, and they'll be able to help you out there. So on this
No,
charge.
they still haven't let me make a phone call. My family still does not know where I am, and they said, "Oh, well, you don't get to talk to you don't get to make a phone call until you talk to the judge," which is a bold-faced lie. They have a certain amount of time to give me time to call
Any
somebody.
of your rights that are violated, you want to tell your attorney. Okay. Any of the rights that you feel that are violated, you need to talk to your attorney.
Would you provide me with an attorney?
I don't have cause to provide you with an attorney because all these charges
I'm
that
in jail.
Ma'am, listen to what I'm telling you. See, when you interject, when not hear what I have to say, then you're not going to hear anything. Okay? So these charges have already been sentenced. There's not an attorney to be assigned. You already were found guilty, and now you have to meet the obligations of this sentencing. If you don't meet those obligations, a warrant goes out for your arrest, and then they bring you here to meet the obligations of the sentencing or be consequenced with those sentencing conditions, not attorney-appointed eligibility.
And you won't tell me, well, then these are the things you have to do or you will be arrested again.
No, there is those things that we can tell you. You have to pay. You have to complete your counseling that I informed you about.
That's going to be a while because I don't have the vehicle and all that.
Okay, and then you have restitution in the amount of $160 that is owed to a victim of the crime, and then there's a fine amount of $180 that's left on this case.
That's what I think most of this is about, Your Honor, and I'm below poverty and I'm disabled. I don't have to pay those fines.
Okay.
I believe, and tell me, I don't want to argue and say, oh, yeah.
No.
If I really do, let me know.
Restitution will never go away. Okay? You owe that to somebody else besides the court. The rest of it can be determined in court, or you can be held in custody and get a daily amount withdrawn off of the fine amount. Okay? There's also a requirement that if you don't complete your counseling, there's a jail term that is due. And that's what I'm holding you on regarding certificate. Date on the 5th, which is about 9 days or so, to review this again. And once I review it on that 5th day of May,
I'm sorry, but why are you wanting to review this again?
Because I can't just keep you forever.
Well, yeah, let me go so maybe I can get it done. Maybe I can get some of this stuff done. The money's going to be really hard. The transportation, I might be able to with a friend.
There's a $180 bond that is owed. You'll be released before the 5th if you post the $180. Other than that, you'll remain in custody until the 5th.